Forbes. The strong belief that Yasser Arafat was poisoned and did not die of natural causes led to the exhumation of his body and for the collection of samples for testing. Two British journalists based in Jerusalem carried out an extensive investigation of the late Palestinian leader's final days and just published an e-book entitled The Murder of Yasser Arafat. Matt Rees, the former Time bureau chief in Israel and author of several award-winning mystery novels, spoke with R.A. O'Sullivan about the book he co-wrote with Matthew Kalman.
With in the studio now is co-author Matt Rees. You wrote this book now about whodunit.
Well, without giving away everything, because it is a mystery as well as being a book of nonfiction, we can say that, first of all, this is the first time it can be said that Arafat was poisoned, he was murdered, and that it was by someone from inside his close circle. In other words, by a Palestinian, by a very senior Palestinian.
Was Israel involved in any way?
It's not clear whether Israel supplied the poison or didn't. Israel maintains that it didn't, of course. That's the official version, which would mean that the polonium that was used to kill him, because it is indeed this radioactive material, polonium, that appears to have actually poisoned him, would have had to have come not from the Israeli government, as many Palestinians believe, but would have had to have been available on the black market. Now, those kinds of materials are available on a black market, but of course many Palestinians say that doesn't wash. Even those involved in the investigation say they believe that it would have had to have come from Israel and then been administered by someone in Arafat's close circle. Not in the way that you usually work with, let's say, a Palestinian collaborator who gets a small amount of money. This would have been a Palestinian who had his own national motivations for getting rid of Arafat.
Now, you and co-author Matthew Kalman work in the territories, work in the Palestinian Authority. What kind of reaction has this book caused you? Are you a persona non grata now?
Well, I probably have been for a long time, but it doesn't bother me. You know, amongst Palestinians, this is something that they believe has happened. It's not so controversial in some senses. It's shocking to them because they know that Arafat was this great symbol, but at the same time, ordinary Palestinians realized that he was driving them into the dirt during the Intifada and that was not going to change his track. A lot of what's behind this is that other senior Palestinians realized they were on this downward track and something had to be done. Arafat wasn't going to change. They had to get him out of the way.
Now, your book, it's called The Murder of Yasser Arafat. You decided to do this as an e-book. Why?
Well, primarily because it's of a length that's not a full book length. It's not 80,000 words. It's a very, very, very long magazine piece, essentially. And there's really nowhere in the media landscape of traditional media to place something like that. In addition, we wanted to write it in a way that was more exciting than traditional media. Traditional media, you have something that's very exciting happens, and then you write about it in a very dull way. What we wanted to do was to write something that was just as exciting as the events we were writing about. So we wrote this in a very hard-boiled language, almost like a crime novel, which is what I also write.
So tell me, how are sales going? How's it going?
It's going very well. It's getting a lot of attention in international media in Denmark, America, Britain, and here in Israel, of course, people are interested.
So what's next?
We're going to be carrying on with this same kind of lengthy e-book journalism, and the next thing that we're going to do is actually about Bibi, the Prime Minister.
About Bibi. That should be interesting. We've been talking to Matt Rees, the co-author of The Murder of Yasser Arafat, an e-book. Thank you very much for coming to the IBA.
Good to be with you, Ari.